Hi again, it's me, Senora Marquiss. How are you all doing? I'm out here in the backyard again today, and I'm making some observations and noticing changes that are happening all around the backyard since we've had sun and rain, a lot of great spring weather that brings about change in plants and some other things that I want to share with you. The first thing I want to share with you are the little seedlings we planted last week. These were the turnips that are a lot like radishes, and just in a very short while, they're already starting to grow. So that's really exciting. I've gone ahead and done some drawings and just been charting how quickly, or writing down and drawing how quickly they're growing and how much they're growing. My daughter and I also planted a bunch of other seeds that haven't yet started to sprout. So we'll take a look at those next week. After another week or so, we'll see how they look and how much bigger these are in a week. After a while, once they get to be a certain size, we'll stick them in the ground and they'll grow with the other starts that we have in the garden. But I want to show you something else really exciting and super interesting. We have a really big tree, and let's see if you can see this tree. It is actually in our front yard. So if you look over the top of the house, do you see that big giant tree? Birds love to make nests in that tree. And many times we have found nests that were in that tree. And this year I found a very special nest. I have to do some research, but take a look. It's a nest. Inside are tiny feathers that were either from the mother bird and just put in there to soften the little space for the babies and for the eggs. But this little thing feels a lot like a sock, a wool knitted sock, and it has twigs and pine needles, and it has all kinds of little things that have all been put together as if it were knitted together. And it was hanging from a branch, and that branch fell down in the windstorm, and now we have it. So there were no babies left and no eggs in there, so I'm assuming they all flew away. But this is a very special find, and I'll be sure to put it in our classroom next year so you can see it when we go back to school. But it's pretty cool, and it's a sign of spring for sure. All right, so that's all I have to share with you this week that we saw in my garden, and I hope you're all having a great time and watching and observing all the changes in both plants and animals around the neighborhood where you live.